Hello friends and family of New York City, Nathaniel Gavronsky here. I am in the city to do a couple of specific things and I will be leaving here shortly, but I want to assure everyone that New York City is alive and well. Yes, all the essential people are to stay away from work. This is mostly because we don't want people to break that social distancing, that social isolating that we've been asking everyone to do in the city. Throughout the city, I'm in Brooklyn right now in the Dumbo region. You can see everyone is adhering to the 2 arms length rule or 6 feet away. There are people out, they are getting limited exercise, but they have been adhering to the social distancing rule of staying 6 feet apart. The city's traffic is way down. There's not nearly as many people out as I would normally see on a nice day like today has been. So people are self-isolating. They are staying home. I actually have to be in this region anyway, so that's why I'm shooting a video here. But the state and the city are working really hard at making sure that all the supplies is delivered to where it needs to go. The city of New York and the state of New York actually have enough supplies for the right now, the here and now. But as you hear, the subways are still working. There are people, the essential people are still going to work. The supplies is being delivered. Food is on the shelf in the grocery stores. Essential services are still being offered. But we're asking people, if you're sick, stay home. Even if you are one of those essential people, if you're sick, you're no longer going to be able to help people. So far, I'm happy to say that New York is doing well. I'm going to list in the description of this video all the city and state websites and the text numbers to get hourly updates on anything that's breaking news. The city has asked, so has the state. They have asked if anyone out in the country, after their own needs have been met, if they have any additional supplies, especially those N95 masks, if they would be able to donate them to the city of New York, and I'm going to be adding a link in the description on how you can do that. Mayor de Blasio and Governor Andrew Cuomo are doing a really good job here in New York City. Regardless of on how I agree with them on most other things, as far as keeping the city and the state alive, they're doing a magnificent job. And so my praise goes out to both Bill de Blasio, who I actually do call a friend. I have met him, I've worked with him a couple of times, and Andrew Cuomo, who I've worked with and met on a couple of occasions. I'm glad I was able to bring some supplies I had in spare out here. The supplies, if you've asked me for supplies or things that you're short on, it's in the mail, it's coming. Working really hard at making sure people get some basic needs. I fortunately was somewhat stocked up on stuff, so that's all out in the mail, so you should be getting it shortly. The city is going to get through this. The state of New York is going to get through this. There's a lot of governors out there that are doing an amazing job, but each state is uniquely different for this task, and different states require different rules. And so I'm very happy to report that the way New York is, the state and the governor of New York are doing what is best for the state of New York. Places like Iowa is a little bit different, and I praise Governor Kim Reynolds on doing her job at working with the proper, tools that they're giving governors on how to determine what the next steps are. Because if you do too much too fast, you could actually have long-lasting impacts on the state, more so than the virus itself. And that's actually the long-term impacts of this virus. It's not the illness itself per se, but it's the long-term effects after the pandemic burns out. All pandemics burn out. There are countless documentaries that show that the virus and stuff will subside. People will bend that curve and people will start to turn corners and get well, especially if the ventilators are there. Not only that, but the people who know how to operate the ventilators are present to use them properly. But the long-term effects past the virus itself have huge impacts on public safety and public health. And so that's why it's important to heed the words of your local governors and your local cities and counties for what is best for your local situation, because it's different from county to county to county. One thing that is universal across the country is the social distancing. I haven't had any interactions with anyone other than personal family that has a distance of shorter than 6 feet. So I hope everyone else is doing the same thing. All the deliveries I make are porch drop-offs or in the mailboxes. I have plenty of disinfectant wipes and all that stuff. I'm keeping pretty clean. And so I really want to encourage everyone to stay well. I want to encourage everyone to heed the warnings of their local governments, either county, city, state, and whenever they have national announcements, please heed the words of those leaders. They know what they're doing, regardless of if you agree with them politically. Every place is different, and people of New York, you're in great hands. I really do believe that this has been a time that Mayor de Blasio has actually really shown some leadership, and I am going to praise him for the leadership he has shown. As far as Governor Cuomo is concerned, this guy is doing an amazing job. He's doing absolutely fantastic. What he's done at the Levitt Center, what he's doing to expand the capacity of the hospital beds for the run-of-the-mill types of acute situations is phenomenal. New York is being well managed from the state level. Now, he is correct that because of the shortages in some of these bigger states, you're going to have some more coordination with the federal government. And we have a lot of private companies that are stepping in to fulfill those gaps. But, you know, the question is, well, we want Trump to just order it done. You can snap your fingers. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. You have to have competent people in the manufacturing realm to know what they're doing to start making these products. If you would order a company to make something and they don't have the capital and the materials or even know how to do it, those products are not going to work very well. If you don't believe me, ask the people of the People's Republic of China when Mao ordered household industrial engineering. All those products were absolute garbage. The country's leadership, as far as Donald Trump and his team, and the state governors like Kim Reynolds, Andrew Cuomo, are doing a good job. Cities like New York City, Philadelphia, Chicago, they're doing a good job. Regardless of what you think of them, those leaders politically, we're doing the best. This country is handling this situation better than any other country in the world because we acted so quickly and decisively, and we have to praise everyone, regardless of what you think of Trump. You must praise him for the great job he has done in protecting this country. And I really do believe that his actions of closing the border down to China and closing the travel from Europe was essential. For example, the country of Moldova. There's a lot of people who live in Moldova that are from Moldova that move and live and work in Italy without giving a cahoot or concern or care for their fellow countrymen. Those Moldovans that were living in Italy just came back to Moldova. Many of them had symptoms and were symptomatic, were having a fever and were sick, and came back, and now it's affected thousands of people in the former Soviet Republic of Moldova. Moldova is right in the middle between Romania and Ukraine. For those of you that kind of want to know the area but don't know exactly where Moldova is, this is important because this is something that we need to understand. If you're sick, you need to self-isolate. You don't need to be out there traveling around and getting other people infected. If you're not sick, you want to get some limited exercise, that's great. Keep the social distancing, the 6 feet, the 2 arms length away. There is no one anywhere near me right now. That's why it's safe for me to do this broadcast. I want everyone to hear my warnings and to do the right thing. We can get through this, America. We can get through this, the city of New York, the state of New York. We're going to make it through. I want to thank everyone for heeding the warnings of the governments. We've got to make sure that the end game is fulfilled in a way that brings our economy back, and we're going to see success. We're going to be back better than ever. This city has seen some horrible things in its history, and it's always bounced back. Greater and better than ever. New York City does this. It's a core competency of the city, and I know we're going to do it again. So to everyone in New York City, everyone in New York State, we're going to make it through this. If you help your neighbors, make sure your elderly neighbors have things they need. Send one person out to the store versus everybody. Do a couple of runs back and forth with one person instead of everyone going. Porch drop-offs, that type of stuff. Phone calls, social media, Facebook, FaceTime, WhatsApp. Make sure your people are well. Follow what Joni Ernst out of Iowa is doing. Call on 5 people every day to make sure all their needs are met. We got this, America. We're going to make it through this. New York's alive and well. Iowa's alive and well. And I will see you next time. Thank you very much.